All right, today we got joining us a special guest. You've been holding it down, anchoring that center spot for the Aztecs. It's exciting for me because I get to talk some football back again, man. We want to welcome in Alama Uluave. What's going on, man?
How y'all doing? How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed. I am blessed.
Thank you guys for having me on, by the way. I've been following you guys about like a couple of years now, so I've been keeping up with your guys' stuff, and I appreciate it. I love all the support and all the stuff you guys have been putting out around our boys, not only our boys, but the basketball team, all that stuff. So that's sick. Appreciate it.
So, okay, you brought it up, and that's one of the things I wanted to ask you right off the bat, because Aztec Nation has been going crazy with this recent Final Four run. Where were you the moment that Lamont Butler hit that game-winning shot?
I was in Viejas. I was in Section K. I was in there. I was just watching the game. Everybody's having a good time, just sitting there with the boys. We're all on the edge of our seats and just enjoying a good game. And our boys showed up.
What did it mean to you to see, to see the basketball team kind of just take the march by storm,
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It meant everything. I haven't been an alum long, but I was a proud alum. That was a proud alum moment. But yeah, our boys really put on for the city too, and for our school. And I'm really glad I got to enjoy that. Just support our team, and it was awesome.
Okay, so that next step, like I said, you've been anchoring down that center spot on the offensive line for the Aztecs, and now that your time playing as an Aztec is over, and now that next step is before you. I mean, describe to us, where are you now? What has this offseason been like for you preparing for that next step?
So I went up to before our pro day here at SDSU. I was doing my training in Texas. So I met up with a good group of guys and some really good coaches, and made some connections out there that I really enjoyed. And I also got to do one of those senior bowl games out there. It's called the Gridiron Showcase. So I went out there, got to showcase in front of some scouts, also play some ball, a little bit of ball with some of the nation's best. So it was a good time.
Well, I guess now in this position now, after your pro day, all that good stuff, what's the outlook like, realistically for yourself? How are you feeling as far as the prospects go?
I'm feeling pretty positive. I actually just got back yesterday from Miami. I was visiting the Dolphins. They had me for a visit. So I really got to enjoy that, and speak some football with the coaches as well. And also see a little sneak peek into the NFL lifestyle and what my next steps are and what I need to prepare for and all that. So it's been good. It's been good, and I'm just enjoying it right now. I actually go back home to Hawaii on next Tuesday, so I'm gonna just go home for the draft and spend some time with my family before things get busy.
Very cool. Very cool. Did you walk away from any of this? These are maybe some of the good things that they see about your game. These are some of the things you may need to work on. Did you get any of that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we definitely talked. We watched some of my film, and we broke it down into some smaller parts. They were just picking at like some of the weaknesses in my game, but just giving me good advice, good tips, and just really trying to break me into like the rookie lifestyle and how things will go from here on if I ended up there, and I'm grateful for the opportunity that I got to go out there. It was really nice. So Florida, Miami's not a bad place to end up.
I'm excited for you, dude. This is I gotta say, man, it's been a joy watching you play out there in the red and black. Like, no matter what's been going on, I know that watching you play, you always seem to be just enjoying yourself, having fun while playing hard. What was maybe some of the funnest aspects in your time as an Aztec?
Definitely just being here all my 5 years. It definitely gives me a more sense of pride when I'm going out onto the field representing our school. That's definitely one of my most fun parts, is just suiting up and being out there with all my guys and knowing I'm laying it all out and they're laying it all out, and just win or lose, we leave it all out there, and that's all I can ask. And that's the most fun part for me.
What was maybe like the most challenging part?
I guess, coming in from high school, you definitely think, oh, I can come in, I could try to get a starting role right now and do some damage. But there's a humbling process, especially with especially here at San Diego State, there's definitely a humbling process that you got to go through. But it just it rebuilds you, as they would say in our program, and just like you got to knock it down before you can rebuild, and that's what it was when I first got here. They definitely knocked me down, but rebuild me stronger, and it definitely worked out for the better.
Like to every level,
right?
Every new level, it's a different process, and having to remake your game or remake your body or just different aspects of it's incredible. Right. The work you guys put in, man. What would you say was probably your most memorable game as an Aztec?
Definitely that Utah game last year. That was definitely really fun, going into triple overtime and pulling it out barely. So that was really fun. And this last Hawaii Bowl, it was a good ribbon to just wrap up everything. And I really enjoyed the Hawaii Bowl trip, and one of my most memorable weeks of being in San Diego. So yeah.
Now, see, you also went to the same high school as the Laka Laka boys, right, Punahou?
Yes, I did.
Any stories you got to share about the boys?
Nothing but good stuff, man. Nothing but good stuff. Those are my boys. I've known them since I was a kid, so we've been through it all, really.
I think when we had Cedric on, he was telling me about a poke spot you guys found down here in my hood, down in National City. Do you remember the name of it? I never got around to getting the name from him.
That's the Poke ETC out in National City.
Okay, all right.
That's that fire spot. I love that spot. I took Zyrus and New Zealand out there a couple of times. They like it, so that's their spot too. They really mess with it.
All right, National City. I gotta go check that out. Gotta go do it.
For sure.
Okay, so before we continue to move on and talk about your outlook and what's coming up, give us some info on some of the underclassmen that are behind you at State coming up. I mean, who should we be watching out for in this next season now that you're leaving?
Cool. There's always BCD, Brandon Crenshaw Dixon. He's always been putting on for himself, and I'm sure he's going to go crazy. I know the returning starters, Cade Bennett and Ross, are looking to take that next step too, and I'm really excited to see what they can do as well. Just them having a year under their belts and knowing what it takes to play at this level. So now I'm expecting a lot out of them. I know Dean, Abdullah, and Drew as a party are definitely making big steps, big strides. I've been talking to them a lot. I know they're ready to take this Aztec O-line to the next level, and I know that all of them have what it takes, and they know the standards of what it means to be an Aztec O-lineman. So I know that they won't disappoint me. So I'm excited. I'm excited for them.
What kind of insight into Jalen can you give us? Because obviously he came in, mid-season. It was like this whole, frenetic situation coming from the defense to offense. So I mean, what kind of words can you give about Jalen?
He's definitely resilient, man. He's been through a lot of trials and tribulations. I mean, he transferred over thinking he was going to be QB all the time, gets switched to defense, and then gets switched back for emergency QB and just goes off. I think he's going to do great this season, and I'm expecting nothing but good things. And he's definitely a super cool guy to talk to. Love that dude, and I'm excited for what he can do too.
How was that like for you, man? That was always something I thought about during the year. Because just with all the changes, everything going on throughout the season, right. And, one of the things we all thought about was like, everybody would always say, okay, Alama's there though. So, you know what I mean? That was like such like a peace of mind for a lot of people, knowing that no matter what's changing around, you at that center spot is locking it down. So, I mean, what was that like for you with all the different changes?
I kind of took that as my role, if everything's going to be changing around, like, Alama can be consistent. He's gonna be out there playing his ass off and just trying to do his best, for the team. And that's all I could do. No matter, I can't control what coaches are switching up, what game plan we're gonna do. Can't control the other teams or anything like that. So it's really just, can I control my effort? Can I control my attitude towards things? Can I bring guys along with me? And I feel like I was able to do that. And it helped, and we weren't perfect at times, and but it happens, and you live with it, you learn with it, and you move forward. So for me, I feel like it was it was just being the consistent person that everybody knows they can rely on, they can come to. If you need some, I got you. Anything like that. That was just my role that I felt I needed to be, and that's what I was just going for. So yeah.
Now moving forward again, taking that next step in hopefully aiming for the league. What's the overall consensus? Are you looking to lock down that center spot at the next level as well? Are you open to other positions? Has that even been a conversation on the O-line?
I've definitely I've had conversations with scouts and coaches about being any interior lineman, which is totally fine with me. I know how to play all three spots interiorly. I'm pretty confident that I can get the job done. So yeah.
I got to run into Daniel Brunskill out there. I was out there at the Final Four.
Right.
Got to run into that dude, and we interviewed him pretty early on in creating this thing. And so that was a blast just to hear his journey. You know what I mean? Because
he's doing great.
Not every path is linear. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's those peaks and valleys, and left and right.
Absolutely.
And now I think he shared with me he just signed with Tennessee.
Right. He got a good contract over there.
Did he? Okay.
Contract. Yeah.
Wow, man.
He's definitely putting on for us Aztecs as well too. Definitely putting on in the league, and he's doing his thing. And I've watched a lot of his Niner games because my roommate Chris Martinez, he was a big Niner fan. So every time they were playing, he was just on the TV, and we'd watch, and we'd look for our Aztecs. And we had a couple now in the Niners. So, but I know he's not on the Niners, but yeah. We do got a couple, so
yeah. There was Ismail's out there, right? Ismail
and Taylor Hawkins, yep. So it's a good amount, and I think Alex Barrett was still there.
Yep.
So they're all putting on for us Aztecs. So man, I'm excited for this football season. I'm excited to be a fan in Snapdragon, and I'm excited to take this next step into my career and all that. So it's just an exciting time. And I know the city's still buzzing, man. The city's still buzzing from what our basketball team was able to do, and now it's Padre season, and we're all it's excited. It's exciting. We ride off that. We feed off of it, and it's just positive vibes everywhere. Everyone wants to see everyone succeed, and it just helps. You can't do anything but help out,
I've been really, because like a lot of the talk has been NIL, right? For us at least lately. I mean, we dipped our toe into it, obviously, but it's still like a very, it's like an ominous thing out there. I'm not sure exactly how do the guys perceive it. What's your overall take, man? Like I said, this could be completely off the record. I'm just interested in asking you about it and talking to you about it. It's like a completely different world now. Right.
It's definitely new. Definitely new, but I don't think it can hurt the game. I think it only helps players coming from not the best backgrounds coming and help themselves, help them families, and just support them as they're going through this journey in college. And I think it helps. I like it. I think the boys like it. And I think just as it's used correctly, and there's people trying to use it as a tool in the transfer portal. And I know it could be attractive sometimes, but there's bigger things than just hitting the portal for money and stuff. And I think the guys on the team understand that there's a brotherhood, there's friendships and all that stuff, and loyalty, and just doing things where when things get tough, people don't just jump ship and stuff. So I think a lot of guys are bought into the program, and I don't think it can hurt college athletes as a whole. Really, I think it's good.
Man, I'm super excited for you, man. Like I said, we've been wanting to get you on for a while, and you're definitely a fan favorite. I know a lot of people really enjoyed your time here, and that Hawaiian pipeline is for sure strong in Aztec Nation.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on too, and I appreciate all the content you guys are putting out, because I see everything. Like I'm always on social media, so I'm looking at the Twitter posts, the Instagram posts, the reels and stuff. So I really appreciate it.
Enjoy the next few days, enjoy the next few weeks, and go work hard, man. We're pulling for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a good one.
He's coming all the way from Albuquerque, New Mexico. And of course, he just wrapped up his time here in San Diego at San Diego State, is none other than one of the most electrifying players to put on the red and black, Mr. Jordan Byrd. What's up, Jordan? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. Yes, sir.
Well, it's an honor to have you on, man. I think one of my biggest, regrets of this past season was not having you on the pod and not being able to, maybe create some NIL with you this past season. But, we've been growing it. We've been trying to grow it and do our thing. And it's a pleasure to have you on now, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I really appreciate it.
So tell us, man, you were obviously one of the Mountain West first team kick returners for a large majority of your time out here at State, and of course, like I said, one of the most explosive players on the team and in your time. So what are you up to now, man? What have these last 4 months, what have you been up to?
Just been maintaining my weight, getting my strength back up, just building up my my stamina and stuff, and just getting ready for rookie camp, and just if I ever get picked up, I'll be in shape. So that's what the recruiters were telling me, is just stay in shape, and then that's what I'm doing now. Just waiting out. So everything's been a waiting game, and it's nerve-wracking, but I'm ready for the day to come.
All the anticipation, I can assume.
Oh yeah, yes, sir.
It's like taking that next step in the evolution of your journey, right? So, I mean, where are you now, specifically?
I'm located in New Mexico now. This is where I train. I'm training at just for myself. I have a training facility here that I've been training with since I was in high school. So they've really been, they know my body, they know what I could do, and so it's really good to have somebody that I know work with me too. So it's kind of nice. I went back to San Diego a couple of times just to see my friends and stuff, just seeing how the team is doing. And just here in New Mexico with my family, just enjoying that time, because you may never know when I'll have that time again if I ever get picked up.
Okay. As I'm sure we had a great opportunity this year to sit down and talk with Keyshawn Banks, and, talking about you, reminiscing on your guys' days coming up in New Mexico, and talking about how physical of a player you were in those days, and for both of you guys to come up through San Diego State, man. What was that like, your journey coming through with another guy from New Mexico?
Oh yeah, it was nice having somebody from the same state go to the same colleges. We've been playing against each other since we were 7, so it's kind of nice to have on my team and be a part of that too. So yeah, we've always been battling against each other, so we finally got the time to play with each other.
What was pro day like there back at State? Did you were you satisfied with everything that went through in that whole process?
Yeah, I was more satisfied with my bench. I was a little upset about my 40. I was a little tired after the bench, but I guess the recruits knew my speed, so they didn't really mind it. But I think I did pretty good on my pro day.
Yeah, I think anybody who's watched you in your time here know. I mean, you came out the gate running. Oh, yeah. I mean, as a freshman and sophomore, I remember your freshman year, and my co-host, K5 James, he was calling for you that freshman year against Boise State. He said, watch out. If Jordan gets the ball, I know he's just a freshman, but he's one of those guys that you just give him that opportunity. He's got that breakaway capability, and it was right on time on that play against Boise.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I still remember that play to this day, so it was nice.
When you think back on your time, man, what's probably your best memory having on the field as your time as an Aztec?
I'd say when we beat Utah. I think that was one of my favorite times. It wasn't in San Diego, but it was nice to have fans come out there and support us. But it was nice. I felt like that was a good game. That's when we felt like we were a brotherhood. That's when we started off as a good team, coaches and players.
I know it's you've been a part of quite a journey, man, in your time. I mean, going from the whole pandemic, going through playing in Carson to, I'm so happy you got to enjoy playing in Snapdragon, your final season, and get to experience that with all San Diego, being able to watch you play.
Oh yeah. No, it was nice going back to San Diego and playing in front of the fans again. It was an honor. The stadium is wonderful, and I know they're gonna have more features going on with the stadium and the campus that they're building too. So it's gonna be really nice.
Of course, we're trying to transition, kind of coming out of the basketball, just the crazy Final Four run. And I mean, did you get to enjoy any of that basketball run yourself? I mean,
Oh yeah, I did. watch my boys play. You know, some of those guys on the team are my friends, and just seeing them go that far was amazing. You know, it was excited to see them. You know, sorry they lost, but you know they had a wonderful season. So we're all proud of them and happy that they went it that far.
Where were you when you saw Lamont Butler nail down that jumper?
Oh man, I was in the living room. I was sitting there like, shoot it, and he did, and it was my whole family went crazy. I feel like I was up there on the court, how much they cheered out there. So it was nice to see them. I'm glad they got that W.
I love that, man. I was out there in Houston and ran into some of the guys like, you know, Jesse Matthews and Caden and a couple other guys out there, and just seeing Aztec Nation come together. That was a trip. That was a trip.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen San Diego come together like that in a while. So it was really nice to see that for sure.
I wish that year that, you know, the year you guys beat Utah, like what you're saying, I wish that wasn't in Carson. I wish that was in San Diego so the fans could just
that would have been pretty nice to have that in San Diego for sure.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about taking this next step and transitioning out of state. Like, what's the climate like, you know, from some of the scouts or some of the experts and what they're kind of giving you back feedback on your game?
They gave me a lot of feedback that I'm a game changer, and I felt like that was really confident. Made me feel like that I will get drafted too. You know, a lot of teams had almost the same things they were telling me. Just I'm a good player, and they want me as a dual threat, so I could play anywhere. So I'm excited to hear that, and yeah, I'm really excited to see where I go from here. You know, it's a waiting game, so I'm just ready for the day and ready to see where I'll go.
Any kind of changes or adjustments they're giving you as far as like, you should do this, you should do that, or you can do this, you can do that you may have not thought about?
Oh yeah. I had a talk with the Steelers, a Zoom call, and I talked to the special teams coach, and we talked about that I'm a little too aggressive running the ball, and I need to be more patient. You know, on kick return, I need to be a little bit more patient. And we figured out that I had more fumbles on kick return than I did on punt return. So I told him the reason why of that, I was too aggressive running the ball and just trying to hit the hole too fast. I need to be more patient, and that's one thing I need to work on if I go to the league, is being more patient.
I would have never thought that.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, watch a lot of film. You'll see a lot of stuff, a lot of nicks.
Okay. So tell me this then. So in your time, what was the biggest challenge maybe that you overcame as an Aztec during your time?
I would say being a returner. I'd never played return in high school or whenever. I was always a quarterback in high school, so never got the opportunity to be a kick returner or punt returner. So going into college, Coach Coop, Coach Deacon, you know, they put me back there. I didn't know what I was doing. You know, I fumbled multiple times. You know, I didn't know how to read the holes or anything like that. So it was a big challenge for me. You know, I overcame it. You know, I got sat down with my returning coach, Coach Coop, and he just told me, like, you can do this one day. You know, you can be the number one returner in NCAA. And he said he believed in me, and that one thing I needed to change was the way I act out there and my attitude. And my attitude changed. I became a man out there and sucked it up and got me to where I'm at now. So really appreciate Coach Deke and Coach Coop for believing in me and putting me back there for sure.
Man, that's got to be a little tough hearing that from a coach or somebody that you trust, and they're telling you something that kind of like goes against what you would normally want to hear, right? So I mean,
most definitely, yes, sir. So yeah, it really helped me out, because I for sure didn't want to be a returner. I was trying to get away from that job, and they brought me back to it, and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, they saw that. They saw something in you, right? Saw ahead of the curve.
I think so. I think that's what they saw.
Now that your time is complete, you know, tell us about some of the younger guys that were coming up under you, behind you, and that Aztec Nation should be excited about this season coming up.
Oh yeah, I know. They should be excited for almost all the running backs that are in there now. You know, all the young dudes looked up to me, Chance Bell, and a lot of other ones that were there as well. You know, Jalen Armstead, he was the main one, you know, looking out for us, and I know he's gonna do good this year. He's maintaining his weight, so that was one thing he was hard about, was maintaining his weight, and I know he's been talking to me about that, and he was excited to be at the weight he's at now. So, you know, he's gonna be bigger, stronger, faster, and you know, Keenan too. He's gonna be one of the top running backs, I think, in the Mountain West. So I think keep a good eye out for them. You know, Martin Blake, you know, he was our fullback, but he can run the ball too. I watched the spring game and he had a few good runs. I think he's gonna be good. And Cam Davis for sure. He's gonna be that speedster too. So he's gonna be back there returning balls. I think I gave him a lot of confidence. I talked to him during the season about being a returner and feel like he has a confidence of being back there and being the top guy.
What was your major there at State, man? What were you focused on in your studies?
I did interdisciplinary, so I had 3 majors. So I had communications, criminal justice, and RTM, recreational team management.
Wow, man! What kind of motivated you towards each one of those areas?
Communications, I just wanted to work on my speech. Just talking in front of people, talking in big crowds and stuff. I feel like I needed to work on that and improve that, just in case one day I ever wanted to be a news reporter or sports broadcaster or anything like that. And then criminal justice, I did that because of my mom. She was in criminal justice and he told me that was good. So I wanted to try it. And then I picked RTM just to help me if I ever wanted to make a business or ever want to be a coach, anything like that. Like I have that under my belt for sure.
One of the things I noticed is you're a bit of a creative side to you, right?
I made a couple paintings. I love painting. That's one thing I love. In fashion, I love making clothes, sewing and stuff. And then now I'm making a book too. So that's what for kids. So I think it's gonna be from kindergarten to 6th grade maybe, but it's gonna be a little book just to get out there, and it's gonna be a really nice book for the kids.
That definitely caught my eye, man. Being a creative myself, of course,
Yes.
All the graphics and of course our apparel that we've been creating and stuff like that. Would you say your interest is a little more, not so much in the graphics, but more in the actual style, like in the fashion area?
Oh yeah, yes sir. I feel like I love style. So if you ever see me outside, I'm always gonna have something nice on. So that's one thing I like. I like looking good out there. So that's one thing I love.
And tell me about this book, because that got my attention real quick, man. I had to reach out.
Yeah.
I said, okay, what's going on here? It looks so cool. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So the character that's going to be in the book is going to be a guy. He has basically a disability. So I was diagnosed with what they call it. I had a reading disability when I was younger. So we're going to have the book as the kid having the reading disability, and he's giving up in school, football, everything. So this bird, I guess, is going to come out of the, trees or something, whatever it's going to come out of. And it's going to inspire the kid to be like his role models. The role models are like LeBron and all the big characters that I'm putting in the book, he's going to look up to. And he's just going to overcome his disabilities, and he's going to overachieve everything. So it's going to be a really nice book to read for sure.
Man, that's dope. Absolutely awesome, man. I love hearing that entrepreneurial mindset, the creative mindset, creating something like that's going to benefit somebody else, that's going to reach somebody else and bless somebody else. That's amazing, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So I was, in middle school, elementary, I had a learning disability. So I was in special ed classes and stuff like that. And I feel like I overachieved it. I worked every day in the classroom just to work on my speech impediment. It was hard. It was hard to tell people I had that, and kind of embarrassing, but overcoming that really helped me. And I feel like kids who have that, kids who are struggling with something, I feel like this book is really gonna help them for sure.
You definitely worked on it, man. I would not guess that just in this conversation. So how long has this book taken you to develop? What stage are you in, or how long have you been having this idea?
Not too long. The guy who helped me with my I had a camp out here in New Mexico. He helped me out, and it didn't take too long. It's honestly easy to make a book if you think about it. All the generators you use and stuff to build up a book is insane. It's not like the old days where you really had to write everything down. You can put it all in the computer and it helps you out. So it didn't really take too long. Yeah, they developed the character for me too. All the characters, the AI, everything is gonna do. My guy has a team to write the book and everything. So they send me everything and should be out pretty soon, maybe next week or next month. So yeah, everything will be through my social media. Right now we have a few names, so I'm just checking down all the lists of the things that I want in the book. And I think everything's gonna be digital, and you can buy a printed sheet or copy as well too. So it's gonna be on Amazon. That's one thing I'm gonna put the digital copies on, is on Amazon. So it'll be easy to access.
Man, that is fresh. You got to have like a whole series. You never know. Start off
Oh
with
yeah,
one,
yes
and
sir.
just take off with a new adventure every single book. I mean, you never know, man. You never
Yeah.
know. Think big.
Oh yeah.
Think big.
Yes sir. Most definitely. See how this first one goes, and then maybe I'll have some more coming out.
Well, man, listen, Jordan, is there anything else that you want to get out to Aztec Nation? I know you've always been a fan favorite. One of the things I love watching your game, of course, how explosive you've been, just a game-breaking ability to make that big play when we needed it
Oh,
bad. I mean, I'm what game was that? I'm thinking this past season that against San Jose State, you
oh
took that
yeah.
kickoff
Oh
back and
yeah.
it just changed the whole game from that point on.
Yes,
What did you think
sir.
about that game?
Oh yeah, it was amazing. That was one of the games I really enjoyed. Feel like we were down at one point, and feel like the team got back together. We knew what we needed to do, and we came out there and got the victory. So I really enjoyed those guys during that game.
So what are you looking forward to most taking this next step into, whether it's the pros or just life after San Diego State? I'm sure, a lot of people think, oh man, he's playing football at a D1 and it's this and that, but
Yeah.
it's all grind, especially football. So, I mean, what are you looking forward to most now?
Oh yeah, things don't come easy. Everything's hard. I believe, but everything can be overcome. And right now I'm just taking the time to help my nephew, in the football ways. He just started football as well, so he had 4 touchdowns yesterday. So I've been really trying to push him on that. He's really enjoyed it, and I feel like he's going to be the next step of the next Bird. So we'll see where that goes.
He's a bird as well. Bird as well.
Yes, sir. Yeah. My nephew. So he's actually really good at football. He reminds me of Derrick Henry running the ball, stiff arming a lot of kids. So he was bigger than me when I was little. So I think he's gonna be way bigger than I was.
Well, that's what Keyshawn said, man. You were out there trucking over people back.
Oh yeah. I was actually bigger than Keyshawn when we were little. Everybody caught me. So
obviously we'll hopefully see you again around campus or around the program in the future. But what would be your message to Aztec Nation, all the fans and supporters of you?
But yeah, I just want to thank them. They believed in me. They believe what I can do with my abilities on the field, and I just appreciate that. I'm not the biggest guy that can hold a football, but I try to be the biggest dude running it. So I really appreciate the fans, everyone that's in the Aztec Nation. I just want to thank you guys, and it's an honor to be an Aztec, and I'll always be an Aztec. We're
pulling for you, man. Wherever the journey takes you, man, we're definitely pulling for you. You've been a fan favorite of a lot of people, especially ours, and I'm really excited about the book. So whatever comes your way, man, take full advantage of it.
Most definitely. I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you for having me again.
We'll keep in touch.
All righty. Thank you. Have a good one.
There's the man.
What's up?
Great to have you on again. Thanks for giving us a couple more minutes, Jesse. Man, how are you doing?
Just been working out, hanging out, just enjoying beautiful sunny San Diego.
You gotta take in all the moments you can, right? You never know when where you're gonna be sent.
Exactly.
Now we're at this point. It's a big week for you. How are you dealing with this week right now? Where are you?
I'm really just trying to soak it all in, just enjoy this week, enjoy the process. A lot of it seemed really surreal. Something I dreamed of since I was 4 years old. Since I first picked up football, played organized sports, and this whole process has been a dream, man. It's such a blessing just to be where I'm at, and to the things I've done, and to have the opportunity to play at the next level is something I don't take lightly. So I'm just blessed, man. I'm just soaking it all in. I'm so happy.
Well, I know you've been working your tail off, man. I've during this whole process, being able to work with you, I was like, man, okay. I reached out to the family. I was like, is Jesse gonna be out there for the Final Four? And it was so cool to be able to see you and some of the guys out there, and to see all the excitement. That Lamont Butler shot. Tell me about how were you guys dealing with that shot out there in Houston?
Unreal, man. That felt like I was talking with my family members or my mom and dad, and I was saying it felt like a dream. Like it didn't feel like real life. I just witnessed that with my own eyes, when I was in the direct eye line of the basket and him shooting it, and didn't feel real, man. And it was just it was so awesome. And all the Aztec fans screaming there 10 minutes after the game was over, just jumping up and down. It was euphoric, man. It was just I didn't know if I was going to go. My parents kind of convinced me to go. My buddies convinced me to go, and man, I'm so glad I was there to experience some Aztec history. That was unreal, unreal.
Man, we were this close. We were this close to asking permission from your family to use the Jesse Matthews Mobile van
I know,
and drive it all the way to Texas. We were this close.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have made it there, but it would have been cool to have.
Yeah, we wanted to make that happen, but Houston, Texas is a big state.
Yeah, it's a long drive.
Okay, so that was obviously a big moment in Aztec Nation, but tell me, we already know what type of player you've been these last years, your time here at San Diego State. I mean, talking about, receptions leaders, season year in and year out. I mean, your career is pretty much a human highlight film. You could just press it on and just so many amazing plays every single year. What has these past 4 months or so been like since you played your last game as an Aztec? What have you been up to?
I think it's been a lot of growth, a lot of new experiences. Just trying to absorb as much knowledge and information that I can throughout the process. And, it's been exciting, man. I just feel so lucky and so blessed just to be going through the process and be talking to teams and, talking to these scouts. I've enjoyed it tremendously. And it's been nerve-wracking at times. Obviously, you prepare for your pro day, and it's kind of like the biggest job interview you have. And there's been some big moments that along the way, but I'm trying to just absorb them, man, and just take them for what they are and be grateful for everything, really.
So what I see, you were at the Hula Bowl, correct?
That was really great. That was great. Going against some really good competition, getting to measure up, against some Power 5 schools, different DBs, the guys that are, were probably the best players on their team. It was a great competition the whole week, and I felt really good about how I performed. I talked to a bunch of teams that week, had a lot of interviews, which got a little tiring at some point, but it's a good feeling to talk to these teams, and it's a good problem to have if you're tired from so many interviews. So that whole experience was great. They run a little bowl game down there, and I think I got some exposure. So definitely a great week for me.
And then your SDSU Pro Day. I mean, how did you feel with your performance there and the numbers you put up?
Yeah, I felt pretty good. I think there were some certain drills or certain things I wanted to do a little bit better, but I was pleased with the whole day. I was kind of drained afterwards and kind of relieved after everything was over with. But I had a good time, and getting to be around my brothers again, all sharing that common experience and just being there for each other and cheering each other on was really cool. So just grateful for that experience, and kind of relieved that it was over afterwards. That was the emotion I was feeling.
Yeah, nah, I get it. And then I see, was it you were training out? I know we've documented well with Alex Johnson Fitness, but I think I saw you were out in Florida training as well. Yeah. Is that right? X3 Fitness, is that what I saw?
Yeah, X3 in Fort Myers, Florida. And there was a few reasons why I chose them. Their head trainer there, Jordan Byrd, was a guy he reached out to me before the season started. I FaceTimed him, he showed me the facility, and I just got a really good vibe from him, and the things he told me and showed me felt like it aligned with what I wanted to do postseason, and I felt like he could help me get better and faster and stronger and all those things. So I went out there and I trained with him, and then also, leaving San Diego for the first time in my life was something that I wanted to do, because I know that I kind of wanted to grow a little bit more and be away from family and get that experience, because I've been lucky, to live in San Diego for 22 years, and but I thought it was time to kind of leave the nest a little bit and go explore and be by myself for those couple months. And I think I grew a lot as a person. I think I grew a lot in my faith, just reading my Bible every day, and that was part of my journey as well. So I think it was a very valuable trip for me, and I'm glad I made that decision.
When we look back on your time, there's so many highs, so many ups, but you didn't get there. You weren't immediately there at that level. It was something you had to work for, obviously walk on, earn the scholarship, and then prove yourself every single year, right? We said the reception leaders every year. I mean, and doing it with a different quarterback every single season. I mean, that can't be stated, more. So when I look back on your time, man, I think if there's anyone who's more prepared, for like dealing with the realities of professional ball and, that NFL, the realities of that it's a business, I feel like, man, nobody's really more prepared than what you've kind of experienced in this journey, your time at State.
Yeah. I agree. I think I've had a lot of different factors throughout my career that could have thrown me off the path I'm meant to be on, but I was determined and I was focused, and I had, a good support system around me that kept me, focused and kept the big picture and the main goal in mind. So I think that all of those obstacles or hurdles or whatever you want to call them, it's all for a greater purpose, and it's all, setting me up to fulfill what I'm here to do, man. And I feel like I'm here to play football, and I use that platform to glorify God and, just use the talents He's given me to be the best man I can be and be the best role model. And that's what I plan to do. Just work hard and provide for my family, and hopefully retire my parents and just take care of the people around me. So that's what I want to do.
So what's been like, what's the temperature like? What are you feeling? Any kind of feedback you've gotten so far on your game, or just, kind of how you think this week is going to go?
Yeah. I'm kind of feeling, from what I've heard from my agent and from, teams I've talked to, is that probably a day 3 pick or free agent. I think there's some things that went on this season. I mean, not to make excuses, but, there's certain aspects that I could have helped my draft stock this year, and for whatever reason, it didn't happen. But I think day 3 is probably where I'll get picked up or signed or whatever it may be, or drafted. So, I have no problem with that. I know what my talent is. I know what I bring to the table. I know what kind of person I am and teammate I can be, and what I bring to a locker room. So I'm confident in my ability to stick around and make a team and be impactful for whatever team takes a chance on me and wants to pick me up. So I'm ready for whatever.
I know you're ready to make this next step. A lot of things we hear from a lot of senior guys, right, towards the end of their time is like they're chomping at the bit. They're ready to go and get this thing going on that next step. But when you look back on your SDSU time, man, what do you think is the lasting memory? Is there a moment? Is there just, something you walk away that really stands out to you?
I think just the time with my teammates, man. I think that's kind of the answer that a lot of people give, but it's true, man. Like, those are your brothers that you create relationships with, and you go to battle with them. And I live with 4 football players, and I created another friend, Diego, who lived in our house too. And those are guys that are going to be part of my life forever. And I think the brotherhoods that I've built, and the friendships I've built, and just the people around me that love me and support me, is the main thing I'm taking away. I'm so grateful that I have, those people around me. And San Diego State has done that for me. It's brought these people into my life, and it's just a blessing, man.
It's kind of foolish to say that everything you work towards is to this week, because it's not, and the journey is just beginning.
Yeah, I agree. I think I haven't fully absorbed what's about to happen. I've just kind of been focused on one day at a time and just trying to be the best version of myself each day when I go out and train or run routes, and just being ready to play football, man. That's what it comes down to. All these pre-draft interviews, they matter, of course. The 40 time matters, but at the end of the day, if you can't play football, then, what are you doing it for? So just trying to be the best football player that I can be the best man I can be, get my mind right, going into this whole process. And once I get that chance, I'm going to do everything I can in my power to, hold on to it and sustain my career as long as possible, and create opportunities for myself and take care of my family, man. That's my main goal. So,
well, definitely achieved so much in your time, man, up to this point. And I know, like I said, it's only the beginning.
Yeah, I'm super fortunate to get to this point, especially when you look to where my career started as a walk-on. I didn't even know if I was going to make the team, man. I was trying to just make the team, and now I'm at draft weeks and have a chance to get drafted or signed, so unreal.
One of the greatest to do it in the red and black.
Thank you. That doesn't really feel right to hear, but I appreciate those words, so thank you.
All right, Jesse, we'll see you soon.
See you, brother. Thank you.
Another big special thank you to center Alama Uluave, running back Jordan Byrd, and wide receiver Jesse Matthews for joining the show. All three and plenty other Aztecs from this year's class are looking to hear their name called at the NFL Draft this Thursday, April 27th through the 29th, a 3-day event. And boy, we got our fingers crossed for all the guys from this year's squad. It really was a very special senior class. These guys have battled, they've worked through and endured a lot on and off the field, and we couldn't be more proud. So all the best to all the seniors and all the guys that have declared for the draft. We are pulling for you, and hey, plenty more. We'll keep an eye on all you guys' progress. On behalf of all the guys here at Sons of Montezuma.com, it's Mateo San Diego. Stay tuned and make sure you're checking out the website, YouTube, all that good stuff as we get closer to football season. All right, Aztec Nation, until next time, go Aztecs.
San Diego State University.